everyone, my name is Olivia Saez and welcome to the Tiny Kitchen. So the Tiny Kitchen is all about cooking in this very small kitchen, and you're pretty much looking at the entire room right here. There's no space behind you, there's nothing. This is it. So we're going to be making some really great recipes that are super easy that you can make for your family, your friends, or even just yourself, and you can make it tonight and it won't take any time at all. Today we are going to do something very simple and something you can actually make for dinner tonight. And to get started, I have this beautiful bunch of fresh basil. It's incredibly fragrant and I can't wait to use it in our pesto sauce. Now, pesto is really only a few ingredients, one really amazing tool that if you don't have, you really should have in your kitchen. And that's it. And a nice jar to store it in, something that you can seal really well and put in your fridge for a while, and you can use it on just about anything. The traditional is nice pasta, but you can change it up and do maybe a little couscous instead, or rice if you're gluten-free. You can really use it with just about anything. So stick around and we will be making fresh pesto. Okay, so we have assembled all of our ingredients we need to make our pesto sauce. And in front of me I have only very few ingredients. So of course one of them is our fresh basil, which smells so good I can't even get over it. We do have to make sure that we wash this. There is a lot of dirt still on them. It's fresh off of the farm, so make sure that you wash your leaves before you go ahead and use them, unless you buy something that's already washed. Our next ingredient is Parmesan cheese. You can use any kind of Parmesan you like. You can go to your specialty store or anywhere that you can find something like Parmigiano Reggiano, which is probably the best that you can get, a nice block of it or something that's already grated. But I just use regular traditional Parmesan cheese. Any kind will do, whatever you prefer. About 3 or 4 here. I sort of like it a little garlicky, but if you want to tone it down on the garlic, that's fine. 1, 2 garlic cloves is perfectly fine. Just make sure you have a little bit in there for flavor. Next, of course, we have our extra virgin olive oil, and then our salt and pepper. And I want to share a little bit about this salt and pepper as a fun little trick. If you come take a look at it, it's actually salt and pepper blend, and I've simply mixed salt and pepper together and put it in this fun little ramekin that whenever I need it, I can just take a pinch, throw it in my dish, or whatever spoon that you use, whether teaspoon, tablespoon, half a teaspoon, whatever your recipe calls for, you can just go ahead and scoop it out. You don't have to do salt and pepper separately, and it's great. Just store it in your cabinet and you're good to go. Talk to you about the tool that we need to use today to make our pesto sauce. Now, you can use any kind of blender that you have already if you can't get an immersion blender, but I would definitely recommend to pick up one of these awesome tools at any local store that you can grab kitchen supplies at, Bed Bath & Beyond, anywhere. This one is actually the one from Cuisinart, and I absolutely adore it. I use it for just about everything. You can make soups, sauces, mayonnaise. I mean, the options are really endless. And I think it's probably the most used tool in my kitchen besides my mixer. So I think I would definitely recommend that you pick up one of these. I think they're $29.99 or something very inexpensive. You don't have to get the high-tech fancy ones. And it will come in super handy. It's detachable, so you can stick this part in the dishwasher and it's done. Now, I don't have a dishwasher, so I have to wash it by hand, but that's okay. It's really super easy to clean. Click it in place, plug it in, and we'll go ahead and use it. Okay, now that we have our washed basil, we're going to assemble our pesto. So I'm going to grab my bowl and my clean pesto, which I think came out to about a cup and a half of basil, which you can always add more depending on how much flavor you want your pesto sauce to have. Put that in our bowl. We'll take our Parmesan cheese. This is about a cup, so I'm going to put about half of that in here, and then add more as I think we need when it gets nice and thick. If it's too thick, then no more Parmesan cheese. If it's not thick enough, I'll probably add a little bit more. I'm actually going to use this as my measuring cup right now, not to dirty a measuring cup, number one, and number two, because I don't want to overestimate. So I'm going to pour my olive oil in my jar, and I don't want to fill it to the top. Don't forget you have other ingredients, so if you fill it to the top, then your finished sauce will definitely overflow and you'll have too much. So this is probably a little bit more than half. So I'm going to pour that into my bowl. There's a good amount of sauce there. Of course, don't forget to add your garlic cloves, which you, again, don't need to chop up because the immersion blender is going to do that for you. I'm going to take my salt and pepper blend and take 2 or 3 nice large pinches. Okay. And now I'm going to blend. Now my sauce is actually a little bit on the liquidy side, so I'm going to take that Parmesan cheese that I didn't yet put into my sauce. I'm going to go ahead and dump the rest in. So that's about a cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay, so once we have our pesto already all blended and a nice green color, I'm going to take our container that we're storing our sauce in and grab a decent spatula just to help you put it into your jar and go ahead and pour it right in. Now a lot of pesto sauces have pinoli or pine nuts in them, and that's pretty much the traditional pesto sauce is with the nuts, but honestly, I always preferred it without, and a lot of you at home who have nut allergies or just can't do it or don't like the taste of them, it's perfectly fine to omit them. So here it is. We did it. How long did that take? No time at all, right? It took a few minutes to put together something so easy and so delicious that you'll definitely be using this entire jar, I guarantee it. Please feel free to get in touch with me if you have questions, if you have comments, want to just share with me what you're working on in the kitchen. I would love to hear about everything that you're doing. So definitely get in touch, and I hope to see you on future episodes of The Tiny Kitchen. Thanks so much for watching.